The room echoed with the sound of slab, and silence filled everywhere. Your friends were too stunned to speak anything. You glared at the guy who you just slapped. His face was turned in the other direction when you slapped him. Don't think every single girl would drool over your face and richness. You might be cool to some people, but let me tell you, you are just a rich, spoiled brat and is highly immature. Some bodyguard-looking men tried to step in, but they stopped when they noticed Jungkook gestured to them not to interfere. He looked at you. So what type of girl you are, huh? He stared deep in your eyes and it was looking like you both having a staring competition. Do you even know where you have laid your fingers? The staring step can cost you so much. I already guessed this reply from you. Same old rich brat dialogues. He chuckled mockingly and looked at you. Just wait and see how I'm going to fix this attitude of yours. Oh really? Let's see. You were about to leave but then you stopped and looked at him. I think now you will think 10 times before flirting with a girl. You smirked and walked away from there while your friends followed you. How did you let her go, Prince? She disrespected you. He went silent when Jungkook looked at him. Make sure this thing will never come out of your mouth again. He picked his drink and gulped it down. Miss Jasmine is on leave for some personal reason and that's why we have to look for another person for this job. Mr. Choi is the secretary of Prince and he was giving you a tour of palace while letting you know few things about Prince so that it would be little convenient for you to know him when you see him in person. You might be new to work in this place, but what matters the most is how good you are in your work, right? You understood what he's trying to say. You smiled a little and nodded. Don't worry, Mr. Choi. I'm good in my work and there would be so little chances of you to hear any complaints from my side. He laughed a little and nodded. I can see you won't disappoint anyone. He looked around amazed by the beauty of this palace. You have only seen it on TV a few times but it looks gorgeous in real. Suddenly your eyes fell on someone you never expected to see again. That too at a place you're going to work in. He was stepping down from the stairs while his lips were curled up in a smirk. Mr. Choi looked at you who was standing like a statue looking at Jungkook. Jungkook finally stepped down from the last stair and walked in your direction. Mr. Choi came forward, and now meet him, the Crown Prince John Jungkook. You looked at him with wide eyes, then shifted your eyes on Jungkook. He was still smirking, looking at you. Crown Prince? So she's the new caretaker you were talking about, he said without taking his eyes off of you. Yes, Crown Prince. Are you sure she's suitable for this job? Mr. Choi left a little confused and he was more confused with your reaction but still he nodded. Yes, your mother has approved her for this job. He checked you up and down with that same flirtatious way. It was clear that he's teasing you but this time you can't even do anything. Then she might have something special that she caught her attention. Mr. Choi turned towards you. You can get to work. I'm leaving you two alone. He bowed and walked away while Jungkook started walking around you in circles. What a coincidence, right? I think this is what destiny wanted. We need to finish what has started. You were bound to stay silent, and unfortunately, you couldn't even deny now because you are the one who agreed to work here. What happened to you? Aren't you going to say anything? Are you scared now? He chuckled, making him frown his brows. I don't celebrate before the game. Of course you won't because only winners celebrate. They know that they will win anyways. He walked away from there and even without a will, you have to follow him. You were feeling so disgusting and angry right now. From that day, your new life has started. Jungkook was bossing around you as if he owned you. Unwillingly, you have to follow all his orders and work for him was the most hated job you ever wanted to do. You have to shift in the palace itself so that you can be there for him 24 into 7. Right now you were in the kitchen getting instructed by the head maid. She was telling you what kind of food you have to serve the prince and at what time because his personal chef was not feeling well, so he was on rest, and now you have to cook as well. You have to serve him breakfast at the right time, neither earlier nor late. He drinks tea at certain temperatures, so you have to make sure every single thing should be according. You were writing down everything because it was a lot that a whole book can be written on it. You were so overwhelmed. I hope you have understood everything well. She noticed the notepad in which you were writing down everything, which she found it impressive. Yes, I got it. She smiled and patted your shoulder before leaving. Good job. When she left, you looked around and sighed. She ordered to make all this stuff to the worst cook in the world. Anyways, that spoiled brat deserved this. Jungkook was on an important video call for some work purpose. He came inside the room making noises as you were holding so many things at a time. The newspaper he reads, his breakfast plates, and also the glass of banana milk, which is must. Your breakfast is ready on time. He closed his eyes in frustration. When he didn't reply, you thought he's busy in his computer, so you plugged it off, making the screen turn black. He looked at you while you smiled mockingly. It's already 8:30. You should eat your breakfast. He looked at the plug in your hands and then at you. Make sure you never do that again. He seemed serious, that made you a little nervous. He walked to the table and saw the breakfast. It was already looking terrible. Do you really think you're suitable for this work? You walked near him. Exactly. I'm assigned as a caretaker and not as a cook, so it's not my fault. Then I think you need to learn it as well to be perfect for this job. From now on, you'll cook for me every single meal. You looked at him amused. What? He smirked and looked at you. Good luck, by the way. Your food tastes just like you. He walked away from there drinking his banana milk while you looked him surprised and confused. You were preparing Jungkook's evening tea when the same bodyguard who was in the club with Jungkook noticed you. He came near you. Hey, what are you doing here? You paused and turned back to look at the person who just called you. You recognized him, but you don't know he's Jungkook's bodyguard. Excuse me? You are that girl from the club who dared to slap the crown prince, right? You smirked and nodded. Yes, you remember it, right? How dare you to enter inside the palace? You picked the tray before smiling at him mockingly. Surprising, right? You chuckled a little and left. Mr. Choi came there and he looked at the bodyguard. What are you doing here? He looked at Mr. Choi. What that girl is doing here? He looked back and noticed you were walking towards Jungkook's room. Who? The crown princess, new caretaker. Bodyguard frowned in confusion. She's princess caretaker? He nodded. Why are you surprised? Do you know her? He looked at him and shook his head slightly. You came in Jungkook's room without knowing because your hands were occupied as you were holding the dinner plate because today he wanted to eat in his room. But you immediately turned back when you saw him half naked. He just came out from the bathroom. He smirked when he noticed you. Don't you know you should knock before coming inside? Or do you look for a chance to see me like this? He was basically teasing you. Your grip on the both sides of the plate tightened. Get these things out of your head, okay? I have no interest in seeing you like this, nor I like you in person, so stop being so self-obsessed. You felt his scent and your breath hitched when he came near you. You swallowed as he leaned a little forward. Oh really? He looked away, making his smirk grow wider. But your expressions are saying something else. Are you afraid to look at me because you couldn't control yourself? He walked to the table and placed the tray on the table before turning towards him. I know guys who are way better than you. They are so good that you are not even in that list. You said mockingly, but the next second your breath hitched when Jungkook trapped you between his arms. Your heart started to beat so fast. What are you doing? He smirked. Checking how loyal you are to those so-called better guys. Do they make your heart beat like this? He swallowed as he leaned a little closer. You could feel his breath hitting your skin. Tell me, do they make you nervous like this? You were feeling like your heart would come out of your mouth any second. You tried to push him, but when your palms touched his muscular chest, you quickly pulled back your hands. Let me go. Why? Am I that hard to handle? Or you're giving up? He looked at him as he smirked and raised his brow. After that day, those little fights and arguments started to look cute. Because of spending so much time together, you started developing feelings for Jungkook. He often makes you blush and now his flirting looks cute to you, and it would be a lie if you say you don't enjoy that. For some time, people started to think that you two are dating because they have spotted you two together so many times. Later, it was clear with an official statement by the king and queen that you are his caretaker. People have doubts because the way Jungkook treats you made it look like you are someone very special to him and he treats you like a princess. Later, when you both realized that you have feelings for each other, Jungkook confessed to you and you guys came into a relationship. But it wasn't that easy to fall in love with the crown prince. When the king and queen came to know about your secret relationship, they were so disappointed. According to them, this relationship can never be established and you both have to break up. His mother, the queen, invited you to talk privately. See Vayan, I know that it's very hard to get control over your heart, but you have to sacrifice this. I tried to talk to Prince John, but he's stubborn, so there is only one way to fix what just happened. You were sitting looking down, feeling vulnerable. He will soon get engaged with a woman who is the right choice for him. I'm sorry, but it would be better if you leave. You can ask for money and we will financially support you in every way. Indeed, you are such a strong and talented girl, but this is not the right place for you. You will find someone best suited and perfect for you. Only you know how you were trying to control your tears. Of course, Jungkook doesn't know about this. He do know that his parents are not happy with this relationship and they will try to manipulate you, but he won't let it happen. You have no right to oppose them because you know you are no one to say that. You were here to work for the prince and not to fall in love with him. Your heart dropped when you saw Jungkook standing in front of you. He noticed your trolley bag and it was clear that you are leaving without even letting him know. He looked at you in disbelief because he told you not to worry about anything until he is here. She can't do anything but he can, and if he's gonna marry anyone then it would be no one other than you. With whose permission you are leaving out of this palace? You didn't dare to look in his eyes. You don't want to show him your tears. He came near you. I said who told you to leave. You didn't say anything and a sob left from your mouth which you didn't want it to, but it was hard to control. He grabbed your hand and walked inside the palace, but you stopped him. Jungkook, please don't. He turned his face towards you. We were wrong, and it's true that this relationship has no meaning. You are a prince and I can't be with you. It's better to end it here. You felt his grip on your wrist tighten. His jaws clenched and he came near you. Are you trying to say that this relationship holds no meaning to you? He said, looking deep in your eyes. You shook your head. I didn't mean that. Whatever you mean. Never say this because I can't tolerate this. I'm the one who will decide whom I'm gonna love and marry. Come with me. He took you inside the palace. It was a disaster. So much drama, but no matter what, Jungkook refused to give up on his stubbornness. He was ready to sacrifice his position of crown prince and become a commoner. He would do that if he needs to. His parents have to give up against him. They understood that he's truly in love with you, and if he's ready to sacrifice anything for you, then he can do anything. They realized it, and after a few days when the day of engagement came, you were the one who got engaged to him.